The Detroit Lions visit the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday, October 1st in Week 4 NFL action, with a start time of 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Both teams come into this game at 2-1 on the season. The Lions could have easily been 3-0, but Golden Tate was stopped just inches short of the goal line last week in what would have been the game-winning touchdown against the Atlanta Falcons. On the other side, the Vikings got a surprising performance from backup Case Keenum in a rout of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sam Bradford is listed as questionable for this Sunday's game, and no line is yet available. The Lions had their chance to beat the Atlanta Falcons and send a message that they are a serious contender in the NFC. They nearly did it, but in the end they came up just a few inches short. The Lions were not overmatched, so perhaps they can take something out of the loss, but this week will be a true test. The Detroit defense allowed 30 points to the Falcons, but most people believe the Lions played well on defense. The offense for the Lions was another story, as too many drives ended with Matt Prater field goals. Matthew Stafford said after the game that the offense just isn't scoring enough touchdowns. The Lions are scoring just over 28 points per game while giving up 21 points per contest. They have gone over the total in 2 of their 3 games. The Minnesota Vikings don't know if they will have Sam Bradford for this week, but they feel confident that they can win without him, as last week's backup, Case Keenum, threw for a career-high 369 yards. He finished with a passer rating of 142.1. He avoided mistakes and got the ball to his playmakers Stefon Diggs and Adam Thielen. Minnesota outgained Tampa on the ground 125-26 and through the air 369-316. Whether Keenum can continue that success against a Detroit defense that has played well this season is the question that we'll have to answer for Sunday. The Vikings are scoring 24 points per game and giving up 21 points per contest. They have gone over the total in 2 of their 3 games. Taking a look at some NFL betting statistics, the Detroit Lions are 3-7-2 against the spread in their last 12 meetings at Minnesota. The Lions are 4-11 against the spread in their last 15 games versus the NFC North. The Lions are also 0-5 against the spread versus teams with a winning record. The Minnesota Vikings are 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 games in October. The Vikings are 24-7 against the spread in their last 31 home games, and the Vikings are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games versus the NFC North. Taking a look at some over-under stats, the under is 4-1 in the Lions' last 5 games versus the NFC North. The under is 21-7 in the Lions' last 28 road games. The under is 8-2 in the Vikings' last 10 games in October. The under is 13-4 in the Vikings' last 17 versus the NFC North, and the under is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings in Minnesota. Regardless of who plays quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, we think they'll have a tough time against the Detroit defense. We also think Matthew Stafford will struggle against a tough Minnesota defense. The last 4 games between these teams in Minnesota have all gone under, so considering all factors, the under on the total is the way to go. For our pick and prediction on this game and every other game this week, and a wealth of free stats and information, check out bangthebook.com.